Hello, this is Marxus, and I'll be bringing another cast that features Fragophilia Gaming here because it was a good match. You'll note that I don't have a title card because this is going to be a pretty long game, and I don't want to kill my computer. So, we've got in blue at the start here, Fragophilia Gaming. They've got most of their starters here. It looks like all of them, in fact. So we've got Noodle on Med, Joe on Demo, Ocus on Scout, Heap Hop on Scout, Madoff on Pocket, and Wilson on Roamer. Although I believe at some point Fan comes in for him due to some kind of problem. You've got Jav. The team that they play is DragonBall Jav, named for the Scout player Jav. His Scout buddy will be Inja. They are a combination of what used to be Mario Party Pros and the Power Rangers, along with some other players added in there like Rused and Rex, who will be playing, I imagine, Soldier, and Rex is a demo. Wireless Fox was med for MPP last season. So without further ado, we'll get started here and go into the game. So we'll watch Joe on his first rollout here because he is a pretty electrifying demo in ESEA-IM this season. One of the top, especially on Badlands, but this is process. So an immaculate rollout that goes to the right, and we're going to switch now and watch and see that Rex is trying to limit him also on mid. Pushed up quite a ways. We'll switch around a bit more. We've got Inja on top of the crates, a very slow developing mid. We see probably Wilson. Madoff goes for the bomb. Each team has traded a roamer. Joe's hurt, Jav is hurt. Still very slow though, but Red has got a much superior position, does DragonBall Jav, and that's going to pretty much finish it out. Fragophilia let them get pretty massive control of the crates there and wasn't really able to come up with an answer. And that back position there, I call it, some people call it the banana. That's running out of there doesn't always work out. And we've got Wilson trying to make a play, but he can't come through. Blue actually pops over Spire. Just a small rule of thumb is that Spire in general is worth popping your Uber over. So it doesn't really hurt Red Team as much as it hurts Blue Team, who could have had their Uber for last. But it looks like it'll turn out. We'll probably see Inja come up on an off class. Madoff was also stuck behind, so that's going to punish them a little bit. No, they're going to go straight up. And we have a pause. I believe this is where Wilson gets subbed out.
Control point is being captured.
And now we're back in, and Fan is back from the previous game. But it looks like the point is probably going to go. And that's the first point for DragonBall Jav. So, in celebration of their win, we'll watch Rex go to mid here. I believe Rex played an open last season, so he's a bit of a call-up. Some mistakes here, rollout's not going very well. And he gets the last surf. He gets to mid with 90 health. Joe's there a bit earlier, has to be careful. Just a little bit of spam, trying to keep the scouts off the crates. Blue team's kind of trapped behind the rocks there for a second, but it looks... Oh wow, Red just comes over the crates like a tide. And that, again, they let DragonBall Jav get superior crate position, and that basically ends the mid for them. And we're probably going to see a bit of a push-up here. Especially since Fragophilia is down by 2. Contesting here, they may try, but I don't know that it'll really go down. Nope, they just leave it be. Garden of Stickies there from Rex. Just leave it be. We do have Heap Hop on Sniper, and I can say from having pugged with Heap Hop, he can do things as Sniper. So we'll see if they're going to plot any suicides here. I know Enja can go spy. Oh, we got Jav going in hard, so no real kills go down. But we'll probably see Jav come back up as an off class. If Fragophilia was really brave here, they would use the advantage to push, but it doesn't look like that's going to be something that they do. And there's Jav, but Rex goes down in the interim, so we're going to try to get to Jav. He's chilling way back because his assumption right now is that they killed Rex. Oh, and he misses the shot on the med. That would have been a game winner. Or at least a round ender. And we're still just camping out in the back. They're going to have a little bit of... There we go. So he's moving up now. Everyone's alive. Rex is back. We'll probably see him try and get down into the lobby, which is this area right here, and get a shot off. Right here, what Jav's trying to do is just get a pick. They just want someone dead so that when they push in with their Uber, they've got a man advantage. That's all they're trying for. If you can get the medic, you know, that's gold. Great, but the demo is really spamming Jav. Joe is trying to lock Jav out, which could make him vulnerable to the sniper, but he's in a very safe position. Jav's gonna have to expose himself to heat pop if he really wants to get it. And he can't get the shot on the demo. This happens sometimes on Process Last where teams, you know, you want to get that pick advantage and you chose sniper, so now you have to just wait until you get that sniper pick or your sniper dies and you try to go to plan B. Oh, again, not really hitting anything there. Oh, there he goes. Fan goes down, so we're going to see a push now. Roosdal taking the Uber. A little bit of a delay there. He wants Joe. Joe got caught out a little bit, but the Uber's popped on him, so he's safe. We'll see what Ruse chooses to do with the rest of his Uber. He knows that two Fragophilia players are locked in, and the point's just going to go. Yeah, they ran into spawn to get away from the Uber and couldn't get back out. So we'll watch what Emoto Fan, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I believe he also went by I and also Sakura at different points, if I've got the right player. Also, I should note that Ruse is not the normal pocket for this team. That's Tonepot, but he's apparently on vacation of some sort. And again, they just lock out Fragophilia. Fragophilia's got to figure out a way to get control of these mids. They're just basically not even contesting. And that's a full wipe too, so they should be going into last, and they are. They're going to go through rollout, or I call it 4-door. And this Uber could be devastating. Oh, they drop Ruse though. Okus trying to defend the point with everything he's got. And now, yeah, the Uber comes in from Fragophilia and stops it. We could even maybe see a push out from Fragophilia due to that last push, and especially because their roamer for DragonBall Jav isn't going to be back for a while. I mean, he can jump there pretty quickly, but he's just now alive. And it looks like we're just going to reset and be happy holding last is Fragophilia. So, again, we're probably going to see a suicide from DragonBall Jav. And then that'll follow up with either sniper or spy or heavy play. Just waiting on him to decide what to do. And Ninja goes down right away to Stickies. You gotta be a little careful because pushouts can happen on this map, and Joe's getting very aggressive. But, oh wow, there came Fan. So that's an example of a counter suicide. You don't see it on every map, but you do see it a lot on Process. And it was a little scary there, but they played it right and got away. And we've got Ninja going in for the spy play. I have personally died to a ninja spy play before. He disguises as a friendly sniper, which is very, very smart. Makes them think that they're playing against sniper. So they'll back up, which allows you a little bit easier entry. Now he's probably going to change his disguise to enemy scout. Yep, there we go. And he's going in. He knows there's a sniper because he saw the dot. And now he's going to stop, decloak, and is he going to go for the ambassador headshots? No. He's just going to go for he's in a safe spot there in the panic room, so he just has to make a decision here. He's going to change position. Young Cloak's pretty close. Oh, he misses the stab. You saw the stab animation just as well as I did. And Fan goes down in a counter-suicide, so that's pretty normal. And Jav goes down now too. We'll probably see a push from Fragophilia. Joe's a little hurt though, so I don't know. Yeah, it looks like he's falling back, so there's no push coming from this. They get a little aggressive, but then they just call it a day. So now we gotta come up with a new plan, and that plan is having Jav go sniper. Joe's rather hurt. But he manages to get away. So here we are, sniping Jav again. We'll see if he can manage to find that pick. Oh, pipe to the dome. You don't want pipes to your dome. And there's a lot of stickies on that stairway. And we're going to peek around the right and see if Fan gets victimized again. No. No Fan. He's not here. So... Oh! He peeked out. So yeah, this is just very, very cautious play. They don't want to go for the European Uber. They want the pick advantage. And notably also, Fragophilia's on standard classes. They're not running a heavy. They're not running NG or Pyro or any of that nonsense. There's with that composition, they're essentially saying, you make a mistake, we're pushing on you. And because if you've got a heavy or an NG, you can't push out. But with this alignment here, if they kill Jav and maybe just Jav, they could probably force an engagement here that would result in them putting serious pressure on second, if not taking it. Jav's just trying to find an angle, but there's really nothing appearing that he can hit. Every time he sees Joe, which would be an excellent pick, Joe just kind of disappears and hits him in the face with a pipe just for his troubles. Oh. We see a sniper dot. He pop is in spawn. He's playing it the smart way. Essentially what you'll do on defense on this map a lot is have your sniper hide in spawn. A, he has the cover from the shutter door, because that door opens and closes. And B, as soon as they do actually push in, you can just switch classes. Fan actually ends up going down to Enja, so we're probably going to see a regular type push here. Ubers are popped. Roosed gets really hurt, so this is bad for their Uber, because Roosed isn't going to be able to do very much once this is over. Yeah, and there he goes. He goes down. Fan is back up. Oh, can you live? And Wireless Fox goes in, can't do it. It's just Jav. We're going to see two go down for Fragophilia. And Noodle also does a really good job of staying alive there. I cut that a bit in the cam. Unfortunately, Noodle is invisible for us right now because Valve has problems fixing STVs sometimes. And so you couldn't see just the level of dodging there. Okus does go down. Oh, and he popped too. So there are no scouts to be had, and all they had to give was their roamer. So that's going to delay this push. Oh, and they bleed out Fan too. So what was a really promising situation has now turned ugly. Because what's going to happen here is Blue doesn't want to give Spire, so they're probably going to be made to pop their Uber. And they're just going to end up Ubering over second, as opposed to Ubering over mid, which is what they wanted. And they drop Joe, so Enja just runs in there and takes out Joe. So as a general rule, without your demo, you can't hold points. This push, oh, skyboxed Scout there. Madoff trying to get some rockets on Rex, but they're ultimately probably going to be forced back. Rex does go down, so that equalizes the fight a little bit. And Jav and Wireless Fox falls, so that was an excellent push there. It was very slow developing, a lot of patience. And unless something terrible happens, it'll probably turn out for Fragophilia. Fan goes down. Our air shots to be had. No air shots from Madoff, who's quite good, by the way. And, oh, he gets the Scout. Can he get the Soldier? He's hiding. Oh, Pain Train was going to get him in the back anyways. Madoff taking the crates. Got to fight more soldiers. They still don't have any cap time on mid. But because Wireless went down, there was no Uber there. So actually, this is really good for Fragophilia because their Uber is going to happen soon. And they can turn that momentum to second. Unless, oh, Noodle survives with 7 health. Noodle with iron guts not popping that Uber. They did a slow poke in, kind of, to try and do something to Noodle without committing anyone to a bomb. It does manage to delay the push long enough such that DragonBall Jav does now have their Uber. Madoff gets some nice shots off on that soldier, and that soldier should die there. But he doesn't. And now we've got Fragophilia kind of in a bad position with their Pocket and Med both a little bit too hurt to go in. Fan tries to make some space, but I think that's all we're going to see for them in pushing. And Joe gets killed there in front of Choke, so we're pretty much going to have to give mid as Fragophilia.
The control point is being contested.
We will switch it over. Back to Ruse Cam. He should be going in here probably. They've got a two-man advantage with their roamer waiting to forward spawn, so it's really only, well, now it's equal more or less. The Ubers are more or less equal, so unless we see a really, really, really snappy push, there's nothing going to come of it. No, we're not. Okay. So now the question is, who do you suicide or who gets the European Uber? It looks like we will be seeing Inja go for a suicide here because he's buffed. They're just trying to get in, get an angle. Jav goes in, and oh, they're chariot Ubering, and they drop Joe right away. Jav gets killed, which means the chariot's going to move a little bit more slowly, but they managed to get the demo, and that's the important thing. And Fragophilia is getting picked apart here with the soldier on their backsides. An unprotected demo could end it, though. Rex goes down, pressure on the point. Wireless Fox has to get on it, and Joe comes in, who went down at the start of the Uber and saves the day. That would have put Fragophilia down 3-0, which is not the position you want to be in these games because it forces halftime. You have to have that discussion of, like, what are we doing to ourselves and with our lives. And that's just not good. Usually going into that 3-0 is bad. Joe actually lucks out. The dropping of the scout on the chariot and the demo, Rex being a bit exposed there, led to success for Fragophilia. It was pretty close, but the game is not yet at halftime. So we're going to actually see a little bit of the defense here. Rex is going to go ahead and put up a trap. They're hiding their roamer in that awning there. We'll see if we can't get him. So the plan here is they're going to play it real passive, is DragonBall Jav, and they're going to rely on Sakura to pop them, or Imodofan, to pop this Uber when they push in, if they push in. And it doesn't look like a push is going to come. So we've got Fan here in the flank doing the typical thing with the scout to aid. You've got Madoff and friends down here on the ground. Joe a little bit pressed up to spam. Okus in reserve. And yet in the meantime, we've had DragonBall Jav scoot into sewers a little bit. We've got Rex and the Roamer in sewers, so they're going to use this to spread and change the defense, and that may create openings in IT. The door you see over there on the right, where Fan just was. And now we've got Jav in here as well, and the combo, and they're gonna wrap back around. This may be an attempt to no, they're not going to. So a lot of the time when you move your team into sewer, especially your combo, you'll see teams shift to IT to try and either push or leave IT alone. And that can give you some really great openings, but Joe gets a little close there, but he's plenty okay. And we've just got a nice stalemate here. Somebody's going to have to do something. They bomb in Sakura, and Noodle drops. So, again, Noodle didn't want to pop there, but now they're in a really bad situation. Good bomb from Fan right there. And we've got a back cap going down, but two is going to happen. And they're just cleaning up the stuff on mid. The reason you've got to go back and do that instead of just pressing last is because they're med spawned, and they kind of need Wireless Fox to be able to come out of mid and not be spawn camped by a bunch of people. We're probably going to go ahead and just see a straight up push here, although that could be bad now that the spawns are coming in. Although Joe did go down, and he gets a terrible spawn timer. Again, most people don't really know that, but I think they're just going to go ahead. They're doing a lot of suiciding. Yeah, this is actually a full-on push. They saw Joe was down and went for it, and now they're going to pay with Wireless and basically their whole team except Jav. Oh, Jav gets Fan in the lobby there, but it's really not going to make a difference. Madoff and Heap-Hop, I believe, are going to get this rather easily. You may see Jav is the only player, Jav and Fan, so two flank players, both down. So that's going to change things a little bit, but Fans being dead means they can't really get super aggressive just right now. And they also know they have Uber advantage because Noodle spawned slightly earlier than Wireless Fox. So things are pretty much okay. Due to DragonBall Jav having mid, the initiatives though is kind of in their hands because mid is really big and it's really tough to push. So in general, the team that holds mid, it's kind of on them to figure out what to do unless they just do something disastrous to themselves. But no, Fragophilia moves up really close, and they crits, and they drop Wireless Fox. Excellent. Very good crits. Jav is on the point to try and draw them back. And now they've got... This is a bad position for Fragophilia. They ended up underneath with all of DragonBall Jav just on top of them, doing whatever they wanted to them. Jav does go down. Fan managed to kill a scout on the point, and there's a soldier who ran out IT, so he's not going to be a threat. They managed to keep two, and miraculously everything resets. Noodle is still on crits, so we're going to see that crits get forced here because there's no reason to sit on a crits. So they're going to use it basically when they get it, so we're going to pull it to Joe Cam and see what he can get done with the crits. They are really, really close. Now they are not so close. He's got to try and find somebody. He gets a scout. That's basically going to be it. He sets down some crits defensive stickies, and Madoff gets picked off long distance by Jav. Basically all you're going to see here, Joe locks out IT, so you're just going to see the push come in once everyone gets healed up. Or they're going to go ahead and do it when they get Uber. Or they'll just wait. So it looks like they opt for caution here, does Dragon Ball Jav. And now we're going to see an Uber come in, which is actually the timing of that Uber is a big deal because they had just spammed so much at IT. Nobody really had ammo to force ruse. Jav goes down and crits is held. So we're either going to see Madoff or Joe go out here and try and kill the whole team. Little bit of lag in the STV there. It's gonna be Joe. Joe's killing stickies with his pain train and gets dead. So nothing's gonna happen from the crits. No hero plays at last. It's looking really bad for Fragophilia. Joe marveling at how he died. And again, we're seeing a nice little slow push out of Dragon Ball Jav. And they still have no kills are coming down from Fragophilia, and that's it. That's GH. So it's 3-0 for Dragon Ball Jav. When we come back for the second half, is Fragophilia going to get it together and put themselves in this game? So after a pretty one-sided first half, we're going to be able to see Fragophilia, which again has roster issues because something happened to Wilson, and Fan has to step in again. For his team. Are we going to see a comeback? Are we going to see a win? Or are we going to see a much better organized Dragon Ball Jav continue their dominance? We'll watch Heap Hop on this mid. Heap Hop is a player I met through the NorCal Pugs, and I believe this is his first season in ESEA-IM. I could be wrong about that. So we got both scouts for Fragophilia going to the right here. Again, that crate dominance is coming into play, and Okus goes down. Joe can't do a whole lot. And Fragophilia is forced out of another mid. It's just disastrous for them. They're not being able to put very much pressure on Dragon Ball Jav, who just very, very quickly takes over the crates. And it's hard to operate once the crates go down. They do get Wireless Fox, so that's going to put them in a situation where as long as nothing happens to Noodle, who's currently being guarded by Okus, can Okus come through with the kill to save his medic? He does. So, more scouts. It's just a constant assault. The reason for this assault on Noodle is that if Noodle doesn't die, the mid win that Dragon Ball Jav just got doesn't matter at all, because they can't fight an Uber, and they're gonna have to back out. Fan goes down, but the roamer goes down as well for Dragon Ball Jav. And now we're gonna see a push. I really like Madoff's positioning here. He's essentially going to lock him out, and Heap Hop goes just straight on to Jav. Wireless Fox peeks out and gets killed by Madoff. Oh, wow. And Amudo Fan goes down too. Heap Hop finally stopped. But now it is a 3v5. Oh, nice use of the terrain there by Madoff to send his opponent to the ground. There is a heavy coming out here. Heavies are hard to kill. Noodle gets out safely. Okus dies. It's a little troubling for Fragophilia. Oh, Enja goes down. Fan from the typical roamer spot, just raining rockets down on its opponent. We've got some attempted aggression here from Amudo Fan, and they do manage to get Fan from after he left his little roamer perch. We may see Fan run an off class, but we've already got Okus back as heavy. Joe has to be careful here. He's hurt. They are running NG Sniper against this is Dragon Ball Jav. This could be dangerous. Generally, you see teams try to take the gun down before popping Uber, but perhaps they didn't know about the gun in that case. They do manage to get Wireless Fox, so this is good. And now their heavy comes in. 300 health man with almost limitless ammo, and Noodle caps the point.
Point is being captured.
Fragophilia uses the fact that their med survived mid to take second, and then the steamroller just really never stopped, thanks to some big plays from Heap Hop and Madoff. So we're going to watch Jav here. Fragophilia is still having really rough mids against this team. Sticky comes right at Jav, but he avoids it. Fragophilia is actually the one taking some crate control this time. Fan gets Madoff actually runs into 2 scouts, has trouble. And it looks like DragonBall Jav could be having troubles for the first time on mid in this game. Heap Hop's coming in for the big flank. He sees Rex. No, they can't get it. So Wireless is going to escape from mid unless Joe can lock them out. And Joe dies. Noodle didn't have it yet. That was Fox, Wireless Fox, who called Uber. We may end up... Yeah, there's going to be aggression here from DragonBall Jav. The other problem that's arising for Fragophilia is that they don't really have the players or the position to be able to fight this effectively without turning it into an Uber fight. Their Ubers popped much earlier, so they have to force a lot of flashing out of DragonBall Jav, and they can't. So the point's probably going to go, and you may see some of these players who are trapped in try to go for the med. Joe had some stickies there on the grass. Oh, Jav almost meets his end. A lot of play here. Rex goes down. That's big. Wireless Fox goes down to Joe. Gets shot up in the air and craters. I'm sad that I missed that. But now you're going to see a push because no med, no demo. Probably going to be wins, since those are in general the 2 most important players on the team. Noodle manages to survive the attack from Ruse. Rex laying down a little bit of spam, but there's nothing really effectual coming down. And now you're going to have Noodle with full Uber, so we're probably going to see a push from Madoff, and they brought it through IT. There is some soldier spam here, and Madoff takes a lot of damage before coming in. It's... Again, that may look like a bad trade because they did pop Uber, and now DragonBall Jav has Uber advantage, but they did get the second point out of it, so that's not that big of a deal. We're just going to see stabilization and probably some pretty heavy Uber building out of Fragophilia for a bit, and then we'll probably see Heap Hop Suicide and go Sniper. We may see a push come from DragonBall Jav, because they're on a normal composition. They don't have a heavy, but Roost goes down right away to a sticky trap. So this Uber could be tough. Madoff and Fan are both hurt. Wireless has to pull back a bit. Can't get the clutch arrow on the scout standing on Spire, and Jav has to bail out. Fan finishes it up a little bit. Oh, he gets a Muta Fan. So Fan taking out a Fan. Fan on Fan violence. And now they're going to try and raw push this. Fan gets stopped a little bit by the sniper. But there's nothing on the point. It's just this heavy here, and Madoff shows him what happens to heavy when hit scan classes show up. And it's just the 2 heroes for DragonBall Jav on the point, and they get taken out. So it's now 3-2. Fragophilia had a little chat during halftime and sorted out at least some of what was going wrong. And since I have another cast of Fragophilia, and I didn't show him at all, we'll watch an Ocus mid. We got Fan going really quickly to mid as well. Ocus just playing the middle little point. Joe trying to keep them off the crates. Some bombs coming in towards Noodle. Enja's trying to get up on the crates. He manages to get up here. This is pretty much Enja land right now. But he goes back. There we go. So, basically, DragonBall Jav just ended up losing position as Enja took the good spot on the map. And that they just, they couldn't handle it. Joe's putting a lot more pressure on anyone who tries to get on the crates. And Fragophilia is basically selling out from the start and playing the ground. So it's allowing them to put out a lot more damage as DragonBall Jav tries to sort out what it is that they're supposed to do. Wow! Whoa, Joe! Joe connecting pipes. That was a lucky camera switch. So well played to Joe. That was some pretty sexy piping going on. Now we're gonna see a full advantage push most likely from Fragophilia. And they do get early point pressure. Madoff desperately trying to get this med. 81%. Can't get it. And it's a tie game. Fragophilia just goes 3 for 3. And as you can see, the score reflects the one-sidedness of this half, and Rex is having a lot of trouble apparently. He gets the slide. He gets there with good help. Fan is coming for him though. And he does that big jump and slides into IT, which is a pretty popular thing for roamers to do on this map. Enja's kind of out of the fight. He gets his health. Rex is pushing up aggressively and Madoff goes down. This mid's breaking. Unless he pop can take out Rex. Scout comes down to save him. That was Enja there. And this is basically the end for Fragophilia here on this mid. Especially if they end up losing any more players. Joe goes down to Jav. Excellent flank. Probably through IT, I imagine. And Enja's happy to let it go because... Oh no, he's not. He was going for a flank and he pop takes him out with the help of his medic. So that's going to delay the capping of second and may result in Fragophilia regaining mid because of Wireless's death on that mid. We got Fan creeping around in the sewers. He knows. Oh, Umudo Fan bombs the medic, but he doesn't get it. And we've got Madoff and company pushing along this left side here. He applying pressure to the point. Okus is in good position on top of the crates. It's going to go. Noodle does not have to pop Uber. We're going to see a quick move out of here. And Uber is popped. Madoff is coming in hot. And as is Joe. And that's just going to cause Blue to pile out. Although Wireless Fox did survive. So we may end up seeing a push. Once Rused comes back. They may try and suicide in here just to pop the Uber of Wireless Fox. Fan goes down, so that's pretty much going to guarantee a push. You just can't not push when you've got full Uber advantage and player advantage. Mudo Fan sees those stickies. He's going to take a different route. Oh, Joe gets caught out in IT. That's the end. They may not even have to pop Uber here. Yep, the Fragophilia is just going to let it go, but Wireless Fox and Rused are not happy. Nice air shot. A little bit of juggle there from Rused. And Noodle does have Uber now, but they're 2 down. They're missing their 2 heaviest hitters on offense in Madoff and Joe. That's not to say that the other players aren't good. It's just your Pocket and your Demo tend to do most of the damage on a team, and that hurts your chances. Oh, and a flank from Jav kills Noodle and Fan. So that's going to slow all the aggression, really. And both teams are without meds. Joe nearly get... Oh, wow. Some Matrix dodging Ninja didn't even know about. And we're going to see... Oh, his Matrix dodging is at an end here. Lots of crazy play fighting all over the map as Okus tries to do some stuff. Mid will not go down for DragonBall Jav. Wireless Fox does have substantial Uber advantage. What do we got from Red here? Red kind of had an opportunity to push there before Uber came into play, but I guess they didn't trust the respawn timer, and now they're going to try and do a little spamming. They're tanking Joe up there, trying to get Inja off his perch so they could get a bomb in, but it's not going to happen. And it looks like DragonBall Jav is content to not push here and just let Uber equal out. Again, it's kind of a trend that you see with this map, that even if you've got a marginal advantage like their Uber advantage was, if the other team has mid, it's a really risky play to go ahead and push out onto mid because it's so easy for the other team to just kite you forever. And even if Noodle didn't have Uber at that time, he'd probably end up getting it at some point, and then the push would be screwed, essentially, because then Fragophilia just floods in through their own choke and it's all over. We're probably going to have to see some kind of a play come out from Fragophilia, and my guess is that they'll use a fan bomb, or they're just going to try and get Joe to, you know, connect some pipes like he did earlier, and get a kill that way. Because you want some kind of advantage. You either take away the enemy's Uber, or you take away one of their players. Otherwise, it's just not that good of an idea to push. Some teams do go ahead and push anyways, and hope that the other team makes a mistake. But they're so far back here, and they have such... Blue is so far away that it'd be hard to get to them and force them to pop their Uber. You may just be throwing yourself against a wall. Jav exhorts them to push. They say no. And, you know, another factor is we've had 3 rounds go down in this second half. And Fragophilia may think that they've got the cards in their favor holding mid, and they may be just trying to burn the clock so that they can set up, do their push, and if it fails, you know, you go to overtime, you do mid again. Fragophilia's had some good mids here in a row, so that's not a bad strat. And if you succeed, then you've got your time set to push last and win the game with seconds remaining, or minutes. Madoff is getting aggressive here, and Mudafan goes down in the flank. So we're going to definitely see a push from Fragophilia unless they are truly parking the bus here. We have Madoff clearing stickies and waiting in here. Noodle pops once, gets very low on health. That's going to be bad for Noodle overall. Oh, but Madoff does some really good juggling there. Probably saves the life of his medic. And now we've just got a reset, really, with Noodle having a slight Uber advantage due to having popped first, but Fan goes down in the flank. So we may see aggression pile on here from DragonBall Jav. Or they'll just let it reset. No, we got both scouts leading in here and just going for the top of the rock. Very good positioning. He's got his bead on Heap Hop, and he takes this high ground. And there's a soldier up there too, and Joe goes down, so that's it. The cap's going to go quickly. They're going to cap this very quickly to try and deny Joe his spawn so that they can still go ahead and push. And that's what we're going to see. Joe didn't have time to get there and set up a sticky trap. Noodle and Madoff are kind of in a rough spot here. Their Uber actually ends at exactly the same moment, but Madoff goes down after a combination of fire from a few different players. And Ruse gets tossed across the map. Fan goes in for the bomb, it doesn't go. So now Fragophilia has sacked a few too many players for this. And we may just see aggression come. And just trying to get in here. The combo comes in from the left. Very well orchestrated play. Rex does go down. Joe's under a lot of threat. Yep, Joe goes down. Only 2 players alive. 1 player alive now. And we'll see Fragophilia push out. Oh no, the med goes around by himself. Noodle goes down. 1 health. Mudafan. Can he cap? Oh, he's dodging around. He's juking. Oh, only 1 health. Noodle decided to take rollout by himself. And he gets killed for it. That's a rough choice as med. A lot of the time you want to just get to your team quickly, and maybe they all went out lobby. And then you go roll out, and there's a soldier right there, and your goose is cooked. So we got Wireless Fox building very heavily, aware that he has Uber. So we're going to see a push come as soon as that Uber is built. And it'll probably be led by Rused or the scouts. And he knows there are sticks there. And they kills Rex! The sticky trap that was spotted kills Rex. This push is going nowhere. The heavy does go down. Joe gets some kills. Joe is still alive. And that's the difference maker here. Oh, and the Uber even comes out from Noodle. Only one player alive, and it's Rex, who died to a sticky trap early on. His options are fairly... Oh, wow! Heap Hop getting destroyed by pipes there at Choke. A good attempt from Heap Hop, but... You know, tight spaces in Demo Man, it's a rough day. Rex and Jav both go down, so we're going to see a push from Fragophilia here, even though Ubers have mostly equalized. Jav's a pretty dynamic scout, so they may push off of that. And also with no demo, you can't sticky trap anybody out. Madoff gets really good position, and we're going to see, barring any sort of disaster, and Inja goes down in the transition, so... I think he kind of peeked out of IT there and just kind of got stuck. It was unfortunate routing. And we're gonna... Inja's already back up, so they're gonna peek over here in IT, try and force him out with the heals. And they're gonna probably go for a what I like to call the Euro style push, but Madoff gets lit up. So that's gonna limit his options. They're falling back. Very nice rocket to hit just as soon as the soldier attempts to jump. But they're losing the farm here. Fan goes down on the flank. Joe goes down, can't hold. And Heap Hop and his med have to pile out. Heap Hop may have to die here for the medic. That seems to be what he's ready to do. Oh, flubs a jump there. Fan shows up, I believe. Yep, Fan is on Spire, comes to save the day. Still not really enough of a position to set up, and we're probably going to see... Well, Fan goes down, so that guarantees the capping of Spire by DragonBall Jav. Or I could be wrong. Okus and Joe take out Inja and push them back. That was a really good play. That's the sort of thing you do when you count to 3. You're like, we're all going on 3. They all popped out of that door at the same time. There was no sticky trap there, and the spam wasn't enough to keep them out. And it just, the combined damage kept them off the Spire. Noodle also has Uber, which is something that may come into play here in a big way. And it comes in behind him. Excellent play. They snuck in through IT. Nobody knew. Wireless Fox might go down. Jav and Heap Hop fight on mid. Jav takes out Heap Hop in the 1v1, but goes down to Fan in the Roamer wheelhouse of Sewer. And all we've got is Inja, who died on the point much earlier, backcapping, but the backcap's not going to go. DragonBall Jav just didn't have the resources to deal with that. And we're going to have a scout get sent back. Inja takes out Heap Hop in the 1v1, so now we've got a situation where you have a lot of... Okay, Okus goes back, cleans up Inja. Fan's going to come back. That'll delay some aggression. And they're going to try what worked for him last time, which would be an IT push, but there's a soldier blocking him this time. They're going to try and come in here from the low ground, and that... No wireless Fox blood to be had this day. Again, popping the Uber over too isn't that bad. Fan goes down, Madoff goes down to a sticky trap. Heap Hop's fighting an IT and trades. Okus is on Spire, but he's not going to make it. So, Fragophilia's decision to pop Uber there worked out okay. Players overextended to get wireless Fox, and also other kills, and it just didn't turn out. And Joe is in serious danger here. Deftly slides up the ramp there on the left to avoid that sticky. We have full Uber advantage now for DragonBall Jav, which is going to be bad for Noodle and friends over on Fragophilia. But the push... Oh, they're going to try it. They... Monkey see, monkey do. Oh, that was a big sticky trap there. Joe could have ruined the game right there, but he didn't get the call. Noodle's going to have Uber. They can effectively contest here, and it sounds like they've popped in rollout. Now Madoff is coming to the point. Soldier on high place, not a bad idea at all. Okus goes down trying to get the combo. Soldier behind. Are we going to get air shots? We don't get air shots. We do get some shotgun denial, though, which is just as good, but not as pretty. Fan and Joe go down. That's it. Noodle's got to pile out. Doesn't really get pressured that badly. Madoff's going to have to fall back and go back to last. Uber is even for the teams, but with 3 players down, Fragophilia may have trouble fending off early aggression, which is coming in. Rex, everyone, the combo. Enja goes quickly for the point. There are no stickies on it. Gets it about half capped and dies. The Mudo fan goes to the point, almost gets it capped. We're in leg hair territory, but Wireless Fox gets the Uber. Where's Jav? Where's Jav? Oh, Jav goes down. Wireless Fox does have the Uber because he killed Okus with the Uber Saw. Now he has to get out. A couple lit players probably aren't going to be able to find him, but Fan is on the hunt, and he overshoots him. It's not going to happen. Yep, Fan perhaps thought that he was a little bit further out there on mid, and he overshot the med, couldn't get him. So now we have a full advantage push coming from DragonBall Jav. We're going to see Roost come in here on the left. Fan is going to spawn in time. They're coming for that heavy. The point still had time on it, so this could end up being bad. Joe gets flanked. Heavy on the low ground. Yeah, nobody stops the point. And that puts DragonBall Jav up 4-3. That was just unlucky. And also a little bit poorly organized. We have 5 minutes remaining in the half. So Fragophilia has to get this mid. Fan with the big jump there takes an immediate sticky from the demo. He's wise to your games. Madoff now gets to mid, stands on the rock, spams a bit. Scout's trying to take high position in the heat pop, but he goes down. With mids as passive as these two teams are playing, the first death is really big. Okus goes on the med. Can't get him. So we see Fragophilia just fall out here, but because of the time situation, they're forcing the issue here. And Fan goes down. They force the Uber. This is worse for Fragophilia than it is for DragonBall Jav. They drop Madoff as well. This is a disaster because they're not going to get mid and they're going to lose second. They tried to force the issue. Perhaps they thought maybe they could just do it on their own merit, or perhaps they thought that DragonBall Jav was hurt as a team. And they ended up, in situations like that, popping Uber on a team that's already capped mid, who also has Uber, is a tremendous mistake. Because what's going to their people spawn closer and faster than yours. So, eventually, no matter how the Uber exchange goes down, unless your Uber just manages to kill the medic, you're not going to get mid out of it. Because their reinforcements are going to come in and kill you. Madoff trades himself for Wireless Fox. So, we have a window now for Fragophilia. But, if you saw what I saw, there is a hiding secret Jav who does not get the point. They left a player behind. They knew Jav was unaccounted for, and they took care of that problem. We now have a full advantage push. Not many people. Fragophilia can push in here. They do have to deal with Rex. But they can get in here and not pop Uber, ideally. Which could be huge for them, given the Uber advantage. They're going to move up quick. They know the situation. They know the stakes. They have to get this. They have to speed this game up. Noodle gets really close there, trying to lead his team. And they pop. So that's fine. It's all well and good. As long as they don't lose anybody. Madoff gets a Mudo fan. And they're going to get a cap. Jav is setting up as NG on the point. On last. So we're not going to see any pushes come out here. And they are going all in D. It is NG heavy for DragonBall Jav. And they're going to have advantage. So we don't really have a lot of time to work with here for Fragophilia to tie this game up and take it probably to overtime. So we're probably going to have to see a push come out straight out. I don't know how much time there is left, and the STV tells me no time limit. So what we're going to have to see here, probably because of the time limitations, is a peek in from the projectile classes of Fragophilia to kill. No, they're going to suicide heap hop and try and get a sniper pick the slow way. What I was suggesting is try and kill the gun and then do a European Uber because time is short. But they are going to bring out the heap hop. And they even have Inja on... Oh, they opted out of heavy and into pyro. And Amudafan is going to attempt to counter-snipe here. But we're going to take it to heap hop because pretty much Fragophilia's hopes and dreams of winning this match depend upon heap hop's ability to headshot the first person that he sees. He gets the sniper, so we probably will see a push. The gun and the pyro are going to create problems. Heap hop goes down. They do get the gun. They don't get any time on the point, however, and the Uber comes out pretty late from wireless. Fan is behind, has a pretty good position, but Joe is down. Fan is in trouble, and he can't get it. He can't get the frags to come down. So this push is going to reset, and that's worse for Fragophilia than it is for DragonBall Jav, obviously, because they are constrained by the clock. And we may end up just having to see a straight out push come because they don't have time to manage it. Madoff's already trying to peek in here. Almost gets dead by a sticky trap. Has to deal with a lot of spam. He does get the gun, so that's good. Okus goes down. No, so far, okay, Fan does kill the roamer, so that's good. Lots of pressure on this heavy here. Oh, Madoff can't get the frag. Heap hop gets the demo, so that's good. And it's a wipe. And time limit. So we see DragonBall Jav take the match after coming out of commanding 3-0. They get 3-0 right back, and then after a back and forth round, manage to take it and then hold for the remainder. So great match, pretty exciting, lots of neat stuff, very deliberate play from both teams. So I hope you enjoyed.